Gillig, and I'm with Piano Clubhouse. And today we're going to learn the TV theme, The Ballad of Gilligan's Isle, from the popular show Gilligan's Island. Started in the mid to late 60s and into the early 70s. I think it lasted about 3 or 4 or 5 seasons, somewhere around there. But anyway, we're going to learn the original that started the whole series back in the mid 60s. And original copyright date, I believe, is 1964, somewhere around there. So starts off in the key of D, but what's interesting about this tune is that it's constantly moving up in half steps. So I'll give you the beginning key, and then as we go into the new keys, won't play the scale, but I'll describe the chords that are being used. Okay, let's turn up just a little bit here, and let's get started. Key of D is this: D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C, D. And that's natural minor. Okay? So it starts off with a 2-bar intro on the guitar, and it's mainly guitar, so what we're going to do is adapt things that can be utilized for the piano, and we're also going to play the melody. So the intro with the guitar was, and then it got into the melody at that point. So what that is, it's basically a D minor triad. So F, A, and D, and it's those notes. So it's 1, 2, and then it went down to a minor. So E, A, C, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and then you're ready in for the rest. So you see how I went back 1, 2, and 3, 4 on count 4, E, A, D, and C, and then back to the same thing, 1 and 2, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and then you're in for the melody. Okay, in the bass, we can just do this walking type thing. You can do it lots of different ways. You can just walk it back and forth like that, or you can do it something like that, to where that you accentuate the A triad with the A note, or you can, like I said, you can just back and forth a walking, 2-beat type of bass pattern. Because that's mainly what we're going to be doing as we're playing this tune, is a 2-beat pattern in our bass. Okay? This is written in cut time, which means that it is written out as 4/4, but there's a C with a slash in it, which indicates that we're going to take this twice the speed of what you see on the paper. So it has that feel of 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and something like that. A 1 and a 2 and 1 and a 2, and sometimes known as 2/2. I will describe things, in the 4/4 nature of things, since we're going to take it slow. Okay, so finally the melody now starts with this, and then I'll fill in the chords, but show you the main melodic line first. So it's A, D, A, 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 G, E, C, C, D, A, 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 G, G, D, A, 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 G, C, C, G, F, F, E, C, D. Okay, a lot of information there, so let's go back. So D, it's a D minor triad, so I'm going to fill it in with, when I get up to the A, I'll still leave the D in, and then the F, and add that with the A. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's a C triad. So I'll just play those notes going down. I won't fill them up so that it doesn't get misunderstood of what the melodic line is. So it's G, E, C, C, D, and back to that D triad again. So it's D, F, A on the top, 1, 2, and 3, 4. This time you can go ahead and play a C triad of C, E, G. And then if you want to do the chord again, you can, or a single note, either way. And then here's the D triad again. So that's a C triad. So E and G, the G is the melody. So G in the bottom and C on the top is the melody. Back to the G and the E. And this is a B flat triad. Alright, so if you want to put all of them in, you can. It doesn't matter. Okay, so that was B flat, D, F for 2 counts, and then a C, which is G, C, E, and then G, C, and a D minor, which was F, A, and D. Okay? Now at that point it's going to shift keys. So let's go back and let's add the bass. Sorry, one more time. Okay, so what I'm doing is D and A. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, slower. See how I'm doing this every other count. This ended up on 1 and 3. Okay, and then we go back to, again to the, continue with the melody. We're going to go down to B flat bass, C in the bass. Okay, now here we switch keys. So now we're going to go to E flat minor. On count 4, it's an E flat. So E and B flats, respectively, in the bass, are going to be doing that constantly, and also going down to some D flats. So the melody now is E, B flat. So that's 1, 2, and 3, 4, and you can keep adding the E, even though you start with it. 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Now it's a D flat. Tones you can, but it's A flat, F, and D flat. If you want to add things, like I said, but you want to stay out of the way to where it doesn't confuse what the melody is. Okay, and again, D flat and A flat, toggling back and forth between here, and then goes back up. Same notes, E flat, B flat, B flat, B flat, back to A flat, and you can fill it up with the chord, D flat, F, and A. See, it's the same thing, it's just different rhythms. Here's where it switches up a little bit. So that was A flat, D flat, D flat, back to A flat, is where it's going to continue out here into, this is different information now. So this is, technically, it's a C flat triad. I know it looks like B, but according to the key that we ventured into, it's technically C flat. So I'll describe it in that fashion. So C flat in the bass, C flat here, E flat, G flat. Going to a D flat, so it's A flat, D flat, F, and then down to the D flat is the melody. Okay, E flat minor, so E flat, G flat, B flat, E flat, and it repeats that again. Now we're going to switch keys again, but this is the pivot point, and it goes to E minor now. Okay, so let's go back and do the E flat section, E flat minor. C flat minor now. That's the pivot point, it switches keys down to E minor. What that is, so E, B, 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 A, F sharp, D, D, E, B, 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 A. Okay, so E minor triad. So you can fill it in with E and G, and then this will be on the top, toggling back and forth between the bass and the, but basically these are open fists is what you're doing in the bass. So E and B, same thing as what we've been doing in all these other keys. D now, so this is A, F sharp, D. Back to E, to a D triad, D and A's in the bass, D, F sharp, A, right hand. Okay, same notes, again, E, G, B, and the rhythm is 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and. So that right there is D, F sharp, A, and then you switch the inversion. It's where the D's on the top, so it's F sharp, A, D, and 1, and toggle back and forth, and A and D in the bass. Okay, now it's the C triad, so C in the bass, C, E, G, 1, and that's a D triad, D in the bass, A, D, F sharp, so it's 3, 4 to E minor. It repeats that again. E minor, E, G, B, E. Okay, so let me do that key again right there. So remember, there's our pivot point right there. E minor,